Hi, welcome to Caribou Country Lifestyle. My name is Cheryl and we are doing the end of August garden tour. Been doing a bit of cleaning up, have been picking a lot of tomatoes lately. They've been ripening up now, so we're definitely in the tomato season as far as tomatoes go. Still been picking lots of cucumbers, and I've started picking a few of my peppers as well, but there's still lots going on. So let's go take a look. Thought we'd start over here looking at these beautiful little sweet peas. I got another sweet pea over there as well. My lovely zinnias. Okay, let's get started. Look at this. Look at these. These are the chocolate sprinkles. Cherry tomatoes. They don't even look like cherry tomatoes. They look quite large. I've got a few here that are starting to ripen. I've picked a couple off of here also. I haven't eaten any of them yet. Not this year. And beside the chocolate sprinkles, we have the Oxheart tomatoes. I picked one off of this plant so far, but still have lots of green ones that are coming. My envy zinnia, the pretty calendulas. And then over in this little part of the jungle we have carrots. And I'm just going to come around to the back side. So on the left of the carrots are the atomic red, and on the right are more of the Danver half-longs. And they're ready to be picked and thinned out. And my sunflowers. Over here we have the beets. These also need to be thinned out. So on the left are the Ruby Queen beets, and then on the right are the early wonder beets. And here we have another array of calendulas and a sunflower. These are the Marketmore cucumbers. I've probably picked over a dozen of these cucumbers, and there's still more coming on. Just gonna help this one in through there. There we go. Just help training them going. Another zinnia hasn't quite opened yet. More calendulas. This tomato on this side, I'm just going to take a look. The Cherokee Purple. I picked a couple of these today. They were getting pretty ripe. There's one that's starting to ripen. And I picked the Dragon Tongue bush beans this morning. That's in the front. Some more calendulas. Got calendulas everywhere. And then these tomatoes here are the Old German, and I have one down there, a couple of them down there that are starting to ripen. We'll come around over here, and we have the jalapeno peppers. I trimmed off some of the bottom leaves. If you can see in there, I have some jalapenos. Another type of calendula. Each of these calendula is just a little different from the next one. I'll look down here and beyond. Oh, look at there. Got a little pollinator. But beyond the calendula, there's a bunch of the jalapeno peppers. Got the Vittoria eggplant. Still have just the one of the Black Beauty eggplant, and this one I've got a couple of flowers on it, but I haven't seen an eggplant yet. Over here are the shishito peppers. I have one in there. It's starting to turn red. And then we have this sunflower and those ones there. They're so pretty. Okay, over in this bed, this is the Scarlet Nantes carrots in the front. Then we have the Indigo Rose tomatoes. Still haven't picked any off of here. They're not ripe. When I look underneath them, you can actually see a green spot on the bottom of these tomatoes, and what I'm looking for is a red spot on the bottom. Then I know that they're ripe. Here are the new girls. Got a few that are starting to ripen on this one, and another one over there on that one. These are on the left are the bull's blood beets, and then we have the cylinder beets. And then if we look on this side, you'll get even a better view of these Indigo Rose tomatoes. They're so gorgeous, and the cluster of tomatoes is just amazing. My nasturtium, this is the black velvet nasturtium. And then here we have the Aunt Ruby's German green. That one on the bottom, it's actually starting to blush. These tomatoes are just huge. And that cluster there, another big cluster of tomatoes. Let me move the nasturtiums. Got lots going on there. Then on this side, we have the black crim. That one is almost ripe. I was going to pick it this morning, but I decided to let it go for a little bit longer. And then this one on this side is just starting to ripen. Some more beautiful sunflowers. Come around over to this side. This is the Big Bertha peppers. I got a few little ones going in there and a bigger one at the very bottom, if you can see that one. And then in front are the fillet bush beans. This Big Bertha, I still have flowers, but I haven't seen any peppers yet. Just lots of flowers. And then over here, it's kind of funny because on the end, this is the California Wonder, and I have peppers there, but the one on the inside, they're starting to form, but it's mostly just flowers still. Calendula, the Pacino sunflower, Pacino Cola sunflower, more calendula. Down here we have the rutabagas. They're starting to get big. I have two there that are pretty intertwined. I might have to pick the smallest one out to give the other one a chance. Okay, these tomatoes over here, these are how come I can never remember this? We'll go to the other side. Look at this sunflower. Come on this side. I know this is the Carnival blend. I picked one off of this cluster here. It was starting to ripen, and it's the Brandywine. How do I know when I come over to this side? Which the Carnival blend is another variety of the family of the Brandywine. There's probably 5 different varieties in the Carnival blend. The one that I picked was red, so it's probably the pink Brandywine. Then over here we have cayenne peppers, and I did pick a cayenne pepper this morning. I plan on using it in a dish called spicy green beans. It's really good. These are the Amish paste tomatoes. Lots of tomatoes here. They haven't started to ripen yet, but they're coming along. They're huge. They're in this side. Those are the yellow pear tomatoes. I've been picking quite a few off of those lately. Picked a couple more today. I got one here that's ripening, but it wasn't quite enough that I wanted to pick it. Look at that pretty yellow zinnia tucked in there. There's another one starting to form beside it. And then this beautiful big pink zinnia. That's amazing. Lots of celery. Been picking celery. And then we have the kale, the dwarf green curled kale, and then in behind is the Toscano kale. Over here, another variety of sunflowers along with more zinnias. On this bed we have the Danver half-long carrots. We don't have very many left in this bed. I've been picking them quite a bit, but I have more planted over in that other bed that I showed you first. My pickling cucumbers. I picked one off of here, but there's another one coming along. And then in behind there, you can see my mashed potato squash hanging on the panel. And then, if I move all these leaves, I've got a couple more in there. And if I move these leaves, I have another one tucked in there as well. I can't wait to try those. My dill amongst my sunflowers. Lots of sunflowers this year. Absolutely love it. This one is the candy cane zinnia. So pretty. I love all the little speckles. And there we go. There's the osteospermum. That's the shades of lavender. Then we have the green zucchini in the front and yellow zucchini in the back. And this zucchini plant, I haven't seen anything coming off of it, so I'm not sure if it's going to be green or yellow. I picked out my red romaine. It was going to seed. And then my pole snap peas, along with another sunflower. Here we have the sunburst squash. This one I planted late, but I see there's a few flowers forming on here. Haven't had any fruit form on it neither yet. Another sunflower. Look at this massive kohlrabi. It's probably too far gone. I may just end up picking it and giving it to the chickens. I did plant some radishes, so they're coming along. It's getting a little bit cooler, not much. It was 30 degrees Celsius the day before yesterday. It was pretty hot. There's my pole beans. They're starting to produce some flowers, so I'll be getting beans on those anytime soon. Here we got some annual hardy bunching onions coming. These are the Goldfinger carrots, and they're almost finished. I don't have very many of those left. Another massive kohlrabi. And then on this bed in the front, this is, I planted more Chinese Toi Choy seed. And I ended up with some kind of a squash plant coming in here. Still have a little bit of Swiss chard left. If we come around here, those are the Tabasco peppers. They sure haven't done much, but then again, this is my third year and they haven't done much anytime I planted them. Here we have the natural black cherry tomatoes, and I did pick some of these today. This one's probably the most ripe that I have there. And I did pick quite a few off of this oxheart. I probably picked about 4 off of here. My gypsy peppers. I've picked some gypsy peppers. I've picked some of those as well. And then when we look at my urban flower garden, I ended up picking out all of the borage. It was finished flowering and it was used as a pollinator to bring in beneficial bees, and it's been done flowering. Once I took it out, it kind of let me see that I still actually have lemon basil and regular basil in here, and the tulsi, which it was kind of bombarded with borage. I think next year, I think I had 5 plants in here, and I think next year I'm just gonna put 2 is more than enough. Here I have the curled parsley and the flat leaf parsley. Have a foxglove here, and a foxglove is a biennial, so it won't flower this year, but it will flower next year. And there we can actually see my rosemary now. It was kind of buried underneath borage. The chamomile is still going, but it's kind of petering out as well. But those nasturtiums, I just love all the different colors and varieties of the nasturtiums. And then if we come over here, lots of tulsi, the holy basil. My flowers are just looking beautiful. These blue ones here, this is the Crystal Palace lobelia. And then that little pink one there, I think that one was the Royal Carpet Alyssum. And then we have some carnations here. Another color in there. I love carnations because they smell like cloves. I just love that smell. Lots of buds, lots of carnations coming in. Got another Envy zinnia there in the back. My bucket of flowers is just exploded with snapdragons and salvia. This is the regular, no, this is the apple mint on this side. And then on this side is the regular mint. We got some verbena flowering in there. But I want to show you this. So here is the large-headed sunflower, and the deer had eaten the top off of it. And it ended up sending out 2 shoots, and I have a couple of heads. They're obviously not going to be as tall as what I thought they were going to be since the deer ate the top off of it, but I'm just happy to see that I'm going to have some flowers on there eventually. And this one over here has been flowering as well. Again, this is the verbena. We have snapdragons in all different colors, more verbena, and more snapdragons. And my rose that I planted, it seems to be coming along pretty good. Got some new green growth going on that. When I planted this rose, I actually put a handful of the bone meal in it in the hole before I put the plant in there, and then filled it with dirt and topped it up there. Still don't have any flowers on these morning glories yet. Waiting patiently. And I only have 4 varieties of potatoes left. I've done all the early varieties. And we're going to come down here. I've taken the bug netting off of my hoops. So here in the front we have the Scorpio cabbage. It's been doing amazing. And then beside the Scorpio cabbage is the cheddar cauliflower. And I just want to show you. I got to get right in here. Look at that cheddar cauliflower. It's coming along amazing. And then I have another one right there. I love it. Sorry about the shaky one. I have a tremor in my left hand, so I can't help when I put the camera in my left hand, it shakes. So I picked, as you can see, there's one missing. I picked one of the Chinese gold cabbage, and I'm gonna be making an Asian coleslaw with that tonight for dinner. So for dinner tonight, we're having Chinese chicken wings, hoisin meatballs with rice. I'm doing spicy green beans and the Asian coleslaw as well. So, and then some crispy spring rolls. Those I bought from the store, and I just pop them in the oven. So we're doing that tonight for dinner. It's our last night with Jaden with us, and my youngest son, he's 25, and he will be heading back to Vancouver tomorrow. Here's my broccoli. My head is getting a little bit bigger each day. This is Uncle Peter's squash. Still nothing. It's vining like crazy, but I haven't seen anything producing on it. There's the rest of my Scorpio cabbage. It's doing really well. I'm really happy with it. Like very little bug damage. There was a bit even with the hoops on there. So here are my sweet potatoes, and I'm anxious to show you. I just noticed this morning when I was watering. Look at that. I have 2 flowers on here. I'll come over here, and there's the other one tucked in there. Those are so pretty. I had no idea that it was going to flower. So that's pretty exciting. The corn is coming along, and it's got the silk forming on the corn now, so won't be long now. Oh, I was looking at this watermelon plant, and I have a flower there, one there, a couple over here. So it's starting to send out some flowers. I just hope that that it produces maybe a little watermelon. You never know. Hopefully, here's hoping. Look at this corn. It's just so nice and tall. It's looking very good. And there down on the ground is a spaghetti squash. I ended up cutting out the lead vines on these spaghetti squash because I want them to focus on the actual squashes now. So I have one there, a couple more there. They're everywhere. This is probably my biggest one right there. Another one tucked in behind it and one in the front. If I lift this over, I've got two more there and one in the front. And another one in here. One on the black plastic. I got another one tucked in there. There's one you can see, it's actually hanging from the corn in there. And then I have a couple more at this end here beside my watermelon. So that's exciting. So another thing that I've been busy this last week, I ended up picking all of my crab apples. A lot of them were overripe and had started splitting. So I went and picked the ones that were good and I made crabapple jelly with that. And then I took out all the raspberries that I had put into my freezer and I made a batch of raspberry jam. I also took out all the sour cherries that I had in my freezer. I had some from last year and then the ones that I picked this year, and I made sour cherry jam. My sister-in-law got me some peaches, so I made some peach jam too. I don't know if I said about the crabapple, what I did with that. I did it into jelly, so I have crabapple jelly also. So I've been pretty busy this week. And we're going to go over to the berry side. Jamie was doing some weed eating for me. And then I went through all my strawberry plants and I weeded around them. I cut out the suckers. I also took the netting off of them because come here in the fall, I'm going to start mulching around my strawberry plants with straw. And that's just a protector for the strawberry plants for the winter time. Just thought we'd come in at a different angle and kind of walk up. Jamie did such a great job weed eating around the raspberry plants and in between my strawberries. Eventually we're going to have to get in here and lay down some cardboard. I'm still just waiting for Jamie to get us another load of the bark mulch from his work. Just opening up the gate here. So blueberry plants, still pretty weedy around here. I have my soaker hose on. I've had that going for a couple of hours now. I was in here when I was cleaning up the weeds. I just had the soaker hose going and I just have it so it's going right down the middle of the bed. So I've cleaned up all around my strawberry plants, and like I missed my little elderberry plant and then my bigger elderberry plant. Here you can actually see my haskap now that Jamie's weed eated. And then here's my other little haskap too. And my raspberries are pretty much done. I have a couple little berries just here and there and I'm just eating them now as I pick them. They're not amounting to too much now. This is, before I go right by it, my blue plum. It's a prune plum. My sour cherry tree. And the rest of my strawberries. So then this next season, next spring, I will let these strawberry plants send out runners, and then I will position them in spots that there are no plants. So here you'll see there's a space here that could use a plant. Another one over here. We've got some empty spots there. And on this bed. And then on the very end, we could put in a couple more strawberry plants over there. Now this apple tree, I had about 30 apples on this tree, and so I picked them too because we have a black bear in the area, so it's good to pick any fruit that you may have on any of your fruit trees. That way then the black bear isn't going to be coming and destroying your apple tree trying to get to the fruit. What I'm going to do with these apples off of here is I'm going to make a batch of applesauce with it. My son uses applesauce to make his bread. He does a gluten and dairy-free bread from scratch. This is my Honey Crisp apple tree, and it has 2 little apples. There's one right there in the middle, and then one down there. And that was all it produced. But we just planted this last spring, so that's not too bad. And then this is the little ambrosia apple tree seedling that my brother-in-law started this from, an ambrosia apple seed that he had bought from the store. Here we're at the front of the house. We have snapdragons and alyssum and lobelia. Some taller snapdragons in the back. More alyssum. This is the hollyhocks, and that again is a biennial, so that only flowers every 2nd year. Last year it flowered, so this year it's just plant. We got some petunias, purple petunias in the back. These purple flowers, this is a deep purple perfumed Nicotiana. And it smells quite nice actually. Then we have some more herbs, the curled parsley, flat leaf parsley, basil. I have, it's in the back here. There's another rosemary. This one looks a lot better than the other one did because it was so covered with that borage that it just had nowhere to go. It was pretty stunted. We got the planters are looking very pretty. More here. This here, this cute little blue flower, that's Nolana. It has taken its time to flower. And we have on the other pot this one, and here we have a straw flower, and it is just started to flower. Lots of aphids on it though. Here I have my hanging basket, and I have another one at that side. But if we come over here to these 3 pots, we have lots of snapdragons, alyssum, lobelia. This here, this is the fig plant that Jamie's Uncle Peter gave us. We haven't noticed too much happening with that. Got some pansies in along the side there. More snapdragons, pansies, alyssum, lobelia. Those pansies are pretty. Callie, come. We're not going on the road. Come on, let's go. Look at this guy. He has a rough life. Hi, Cole. There's my grand fur baby. Enjoying the life at our place while we're babysitting. His dad's coming home tomorrow from work. And then I think he's going camping with his dad. Lucky guy. So that's our tour for the end of August. Still, like I say, lots going on. We have so much that is starting to ripen that it's I mean, you're coming into harvest season, whether you live on a farm or you have property and you have a garden area. I mean, I absolutely am so impressed with my garden this year. The sunflowers are absolutely amazing. Like, all of the flowers have been absolutely amazing this year, and just everything is so lush. I mean, I've had very minimal casualties for my plants. Everything has actually been, on the most part, done really well. So thanks for joining me. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, put a like in there. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for joining me, and we'll talk again soon. Bye for now.